This happened during a summer weekend at a lake house in New Jersey. We thought we were completely alone that night, but someone was watching us from across the water, and by the time we realized it, they were already inside the house.
This happened during the last week of summer break in 2018 at a small lakefront house in New Jersey. I was in college at the time, and a friend of mine, Ryan, invited a few of us to stay at his family's place for a long weekend. The house sat on a narrow lagoon that connected to a larger body of water. There were only a few other houses nearby, most of them vacation homes. At night, the area was unnaturally quiet. No traffic, no people, just water and darkness. For the first 2 days, nothing felt off. On the third evening, just as the sun was going down, we were sitting on the wooden deck behind the house. Across the lagoon was an old dock that belonged to another property. Ryan told us earlier that the owners hadn't been there in months. They were supposedly in Florida for the season. That's when I noticed someone standing on the dock. At first, I thought it was just a shadow or something tied to a post. But as my eyes adjusted, I realized it was a person, standing perfectly still, facing our direction. I pointed it out to the others. Everyone went quiet. Ryan laughed it off and said it was probably a fisherman, but something didn't feel right. The figure wasn't moving at all. No shifting weight, no phone, no fishing rod, just standing there. We decided to go inside. As we were walking toward the sliding door, a car passed on the road behind the neighboring houses. Its headlights swept across the lagoon for just a few seconds. And that's when we saw them clearly. Not one person, four. 4 tall silhouettes standing side by side at the edge of the dock, all facing us. No one spoke, no one waved. They didn't move an inch. The light passed, and everything went dark again. A few seconds later, we heard the first splash, then another, then another. 4 splashes in total. They had jumped into the water. Someone whispered, "They're swimming over." We shut the lights off and crouched near the kitchen, trying not to make any noise. The only sound was the faint movement of water outside. That's when I noticed the sliding glass door. The lock wasn't down. Before I could say anything, we heard a sound from upstairs. Soft, slow footsteps. Whoever it was, they were trying very hard not to be heard. Each step was careful, deliberate. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought they could hear it. At that moment, it became clear this wasn't a prank. These people knew what they were doing. We didn't try to investigate. We didn't call out. We grabbed our phones, quietly opened the front door, and ran, barefoot. We ran to the nearest house with lights on and called the police. By the time officers arrived, the lake house was silent. They searched the entire place. What they found made my stomach drop. The upstairs bedrooms had been completely ransacked. Laptops, cameras, watches, anything valuable was gone. Then one of the officers asked Ryan about the boat. His family owned a small Boston whaler, usually tied along the side of the house. It was gone. The police believed the 4 individuals had used the boat as their escape, traveling through the lagoon and out into open water. No witnesses, no clear suspects, just gone. We never stayed at that house again. Even now, years later, whenever I'm near water at night, I think about that dock, about those silhouettes standing perfectly still, watching us from across the darkness. Some people don't come out at night to scare you. They come to enter your home and leave without being seen.